So, woohoo!
Woohoo! Party on, Wayne. Hey, people of the world, guess what? It's our anniversary, so I have bubbly.
Woohoo!
And this is the real stuff.
Bubbly, and I got myself a cocktail.
Clink! Yay! Cheers! It's our anniversary. We're awesome. So basically, we're just going to talk about how awesome we are because we already know that we are because you guys have been watching us for a year.
Which to me is just kind of strange because I don't know.
I mean, obviously we entertain some people.
My boa's already it's shedding already. What the heck?
No! The dead bird is getting deader.
We're not even 5 minutes in. I have the sands.
No, Sads. It's our anniversary. I dressed up.
Yes, you did.
I dressed up. Should we show the world?
Sure.
So, okay, so I'm going to just take this down really quick so people can see. Okay.
So tonight's broadcast is brought to you by
my boobs. So this doesn't happen naturally by any means. It is completely civil engineering. There's like buckles and tape and it's ridiculous, but they look really great, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
So I wanted to look my best for tonight. And it's date night, so I'm going out later.
Well,
so,
yeah.
What have we discussed in the last year? I know you looked it up. I didn't because I'm lazy.
Well, because why not just look up to see what we have talked about? Our first episode was on racism.
Awesome.
Because in the description was who knows more about racism than two white ass chicks from the Midwest.
Yep.
And then I think we've only talked about racism as like a main thing, like maybe 3 times, but we've talked about feminism more than 5.
Well, I mean, feminism is important because patriarchy and being repressed and something else. I don't know.
There was something I saw on Tumblr earlier, and I really wish I bookmarked it so I could read it on here. Because, oh my goodness. The thought process that goes with some of these youngins with feminism. Oh my word. Maybe it's because I grew up, my mom wasn't born to her mom until, I think my grandmother was 40 when, when my mom was born. My mom didn't have me until she was 36. So, I mean, we spanned quite a few years in that time. So the feminism to me means something completely different than people my own age or even like 10 years younger. Because my view on feminism is when my grandmother was a teenager, the only thing that she could do was be a school teacher. Mm-hmm. That was basically the way of being employed. She wanted to be an architect because, she loved, she had that drawing skill. She could, do that. But because she was a female, she was not allowed. And then you have little girls. Oh, it was in Canada. Some little teenage chick got sent home because she wore a crop top to school. And it wasn't even like a real crop top. It was what you call a bandeau.
Yeah.
So they had a big old protest about it. Quit sexualizing my body. Shut up. It is an institution of learning. And it's supposed to help you get ready for the real world. Because guess what? When you're working at McDonald's, you can't wear your crop top there.
No.
There is safety and health regulations. So guess what? Crop tops are for your own time. When you were at school, you go by their dress code. It is not for sexualization. It's not to oppress you.
No.
Because trust me, if you really wanted to be oppressed, we could dress you up like Amish women and have you in full length sleeves of linen and skirts down to your ankles, and you have to wear a hair bonnet, and you get to wear no makeup. But no, they do give you some freedoms, but you guys think it's okay that you have to be able to show every part of your body, your underwear, which there's a reason why it's called underwear.
Right.
You know, it's not oppression. Shut your face. None of you know what oppression is. You want to know what oppression is? Please go to India, go to Thailand, go to some of these countries and find out what oppression of females really is. Because it's not. I can't wear a crop top to school. Shut up. Just shut up.
Oh, children. They're awesome. I go to Saudi Arabia, check that out, because I'm pretty sure women there are seriously covered head to toe, and they can't drive, and they got to walk behind their husbands, and I don't know, it's all very strange. And I if they really want to see what oppression looks like, yeah, that would be.
Oh yeah, there was somebody actually did make the point on Tumblr. You know, they're talking about oppression in 3 different parts of the world. You know, like, I can't do this here. If I speak out, if I speak up towards my husband, like I kind of tell him off, I get acid thrown in my face. Well, I can't wear my crop top to school. Quit oppressing me. You know?
No, this whole notion of, okay, so I'm confused. When I went to school, there were dress codes, you know, no belly buttons could be shown. They really didn't want spaghetti straps shown. They, no short skirts, no short shorts, nothing too tight, nothing too revealing. And I get that now people are like, oh, it's sexist because it's only geared towards girls. You know, you're not letting them be proud of their bodies. I counter that with, I actually think we're teaching them to be proud of their bodies and to own them and to keep them for someone who they actually respect and care about and love, and not just show to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. And yes, okay, we should be raising our sons to be able to control themselves around girls, but let's face it, you got a whole bunch of teenage boys with all those hormones raging around in them, and while that's not necessarily an excuse, let's maybe not make it easier for them to, shall we say, get stimulated at school other than through education. I just think dress codes are a really smart idea. You know what's even smarter? Uniforms. I'm telling you, my kids went to school without uniforms, and they went to school with uniforms, and I love the uniforms. They are polo shirts and khaki bottoms, and that is that, and get over yourselves. Everybody is dressed the same. Love it.
You know, when I was in school, I was completely against dress codes. I didn't want a uniform. I didn't want that because I don't know if you could tell this. I like to have my own sense of style, but since I've been out of school, I remember seeing like a pattern in how my school ran. In elementary school, they didn't really have much of a dress code there, mainly because we were like 11 years old and younger, and so you didn't have much of a problem. Everybody wanted to wear, you know, comfy clothes because we got to play recess.
Right.
You know, there's Foursquare to be played. There's swings to be on. You know, there was stuff to do. So there wasn't that kind of like a thought. And then when I got to junior high, there was a stricter dress code there. Like, you could only wear shorts on short days. You know, like they had to sit there and say, okay, this is a day you can wear shorts. You know, and there were, you know, like they had some like for like the tank tops and stuff because, well, girls were developing, and there was going to be the girls that would try to get away with like the low cuts and all that kind of stuff. And so, you know, you had to have like a wider, like your bra strap couldn't show, and and if you wore a skirt, it had to go down so far. You know, it's common sense type stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't really think anything of it at the time. Even if junior high, I'm like, oh, okay. I was kind of more upset about the whole shorts thing because I love being in shorts. And then we got to high school. You could wear shorts year round if you wanted to, and some people did because teenagers be cray-cray.
Yeah.
I see people walk to school in the middle of winter wearing shorts. I'm like, you're weird. But the dress code was wasn't all that different from the junior high. It was, but I mean, there was certain things you couldn't wear. Like, I know my senior year, remember those co-ed shirts that came out, like co-ed firefighters, and it was like a double entendre on there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was also the Big Johnson shirts. So, right. So, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, kiddos, go to Ask Jeeves and look it up there. But we were told we couldn't wear those, and if you were caught wearing that, you would have to go to the bathroom and turn your shirt inside out.
Right.
And the other one was no tube tops, because our homecoming queen wore a tube dress to school and couldn't find anything wrong with that.
Wow. Tube tops.
But I mean, yeah. But I mean, for the most part, even when I was in high school, we didn't really think about it much. We wore our t-shirts and we wore our jeans. I mean, there was a few girls that, you know, would try to get away with wearing stuff that they couldn't. And when I was in high school is when the baggy pants started, which I really, it's been a long time, because I don't really want to say how long it's been. But come on, guys, pull up the pants. I don't want to see your drawers.
No.
No.
No, it's not an attractive look, and it really needs to end like yesterday. It's just, I don't understand. If you have to physically hold your pants to keep them in place, you A, need better fitting pants, and B, try a belt. Belts are amazing.
Yes.
But mostly just pants are meant to be worn above the butt. That is, if you want something to be worn that would go underneath where your butt is, may I suggest leg warmers. I just would like to put that out there, because those actually go up the leg, typically from the knee down, but you can find some that are thigh high. So if that's what you want to wear, God bless. Go find them or knit your own pair. I don't really care. But if you're going to wear pants above the butt, just help us all out, because nobody wants to see that. Trust me, not even what's the vernacular? The fly shorty doesn't want to see that. No.
It's one of those things. I can see how somebody respects themselves by how they dress, and there's a saying out there, you know, well, clothes make the man, and you know, same thing for a lady. If I see a guy with his pants like that, guess what I'm going to think about him? That A, he's unemployed. B, you probably got a baby mama out there that he's not supporting, at least one. You know. C, he can't spell real well. And yeah, that just goes to number 4. Not that smart.
No. I'm attracted to brains.
Yeah. And the same thing goes for chicks. If I see a chick wearing nothing but Daisy Dukes and crop tops or low cut tops, whatever, what have you, and showing off all their tattoos, and guess what? I'm going to judge you too, because I'm going to guess you don't know how to spell. You're unemployed. you have a couple babies by different daddies, guess what? Even if it's not true, guess what? That's what I'm going to judge you on, because typically 9 out of 10, that's what I'm going to find out about you.
Yeah.
You want me to think different about you? Dress the part.
Well,
I know how I dress is how people judge me.
right.
How I dress is I dress casual. Why? Because most of my errands are a casual thing. I put on a t-shirt. I either put on jeans or a maxi skirt, depending on the weather. Right now, I put on flip-flops. Ta-da! Go off for the day. You know.
See, now we're talking about
something I might dress up.
Covering yourself up, and I know we started with joking about, Maid Dames is being brought to you by my boobs, and yes, I am wearing a low-cut dress, and yes, it's, a little revealing, but here's the thing. I am a married woman. I am a mom of 3. This is actually a very tasteful dress. It's actually a dress that I've worn to an Oscar event that I held, and it's one that I've worn out on formal occasions. So it's actually a very lovely dress. It has no back. And so some would call it revealing, but it's tastefully done. It's a full length skirt. It goes down to the floor.
But would you wear that to work?
Would I wear this to work? Hell no. This is for a special event. Like our anniversary.
So if you were still in like high school or college, you wouldn't wear that to school?
Nope.
Oh, you're so oppressed. The whole patriarchy got you thinking wrong, man.
No, it's just not appropriate. See, okay, here's the deal. I am the person in the group that consistently overdresses. Here's why. Because I never go out. Not like out, like with my girlfriends and stuff. I just don't do that. So when I get the opportunity to, I am the one that is dressed to the nines. I get my hair done, my nails done, my makeup is perfect. I wear really fancy clothes, and I go out to this club, and there are people in jeans and t-shirts. No lie. I'm in a corset and a pencil skirt, and they're in tennis shoes and jeans. And I'm okay with that. I consistently overdress because I have these really nice clothes from my former life, and I never get to wear them. And they get lonely in the closet. So when I get a chance to go out, I dress up. However, those that know me know that almost all the time, I am in either a pair of jeans or a pair of shorts and some sort of tank top. Not usually a whole lot of makeup on my face, if any. And my hair typically, like, this is styled for me tonight, and it's not even really all that styled. But my hair is typically just thrown in a ponytail or back in a hairband. That's it. I'm super fancy that way. But it's all about appropriateness. That's appropriate for me to wear. I have 3 kids. I'm carting them around all day. I dress like a mom because I am one. But I'm going out tonight, so I'm going to wear something a little bit more fancy. I'm not wearing this out tonight because this wouldn't be appropriate where we're going. We're going somewhere fairly casual. So I'll throw on nice pair of jeans, nice top, probably some heels. And neck up is probably going to stay the same as you see right now because I like how it looks. But it's about appropriateness. So if you don't like your school dress code, that means you're inappropriate. Sorry. I'm just going to put it out there because most school dress codes are appropriate. I get angry about situations like this straight A teenager who went and gave a speech at another school. She had had a jacket on over her sundress. She took the jacket off. The sundress had, I wouldn't even define them as spaghetti straps necessarily, but they were thinner. They were like 1 finger thin instead of the 3 fingers. And they actually stripped her of her title because she was out of dress code. I pretty much object to that because A, she's not a student to that school, so why should she adhere to that school's dress code? It was not an event that was held within school hours, and she had a jacket on. She asked them to put it back on, and they told her no, it wouldn't have mattered. They were stripping her of this. I object to that. That, I think, is okay.
That's crossing the line.
I have a problem with zero tolerance policies because they don't work. And I know I've discussed this before. Zero tolerance policies don't work. All they seek to do is stop people. There's no common sense. There's no leniency for any given situation. You don't, like, there was,
lazy.
What?
It's lazy.
It's lazy, and it is devoid of common sense. It's devoid of logic. And, like, I've known of schools that have had a no drug policy. Well, when you think of no drug policy, you're thinking of no marijuana, no heroin, no illegal street drugs, right? Well, this girl got kicked out of school. She got suspended because she had aspirin with her. I'm sorry. We're going to need to revisit this no tolerance policy about no drugs.
Because here's my thing. If I'm a teenage girl and I get tossed out of school because I have Midol on me, if you think I'm going to be bad without my Midol, wait till you hear my mama. Just saying, my mama is a redhead and she's 5'4". My mama is retired and I am scared of my mama.
You should be.
I'm so scared.
The thing is, you know, this whole no weapons, zero tolerance weapons policy has gotten kindergartners suspended for having plastic guns on their keychains that are this big. Like, again, devoid of common sense, devoid of logic. Zero tolerance policies don't work. So these dress codes that apparently have a zero tolerance are ridiculous. Like, the girl, she didn't get to go to prom because they decided that her prom dress was inappropriate. She was wearing, it was so cute. It was like a royal blue with big white polka dots all over it. And it was form-fitting and like a mermaid skirt at the bottom. It had these straps that came up and around almost like what I'm wearing. It was like a halter, but they were thick. They were like 2-3 inches thick. And they came up around. And then the back was cut out like a diamond. But it wasn't plunging. It didn't like go into her butt crack or anything. It cut off in the middle back, like lower middle back. And I will say the darting came out a little like at her waist. So it came out a little bit far. And I think that's probably why they had a problem with it. They were thinking side boob or something, but nothing was showing. It was a perfectly beautiful sweetheart cut. Lovely, lovely, like, what's the word I want to use? Like a flamenco dancer's dress. It was really beautiful. And they wouldn't let her go in. They told her no. They told her her dress was inappropriate. It was floor length. Yeah, it was tight fitting, but the girl had a rocking body. I'm not even gonna lie. She looked fabulous. And they wouldn't let her into her own prom. I don't even understand. I would love to have seen the other dresses at that prom. Because I can almost guarantee you that there were strapless dresses that girls were bouncing out of that were really super short or see-through or what. I can almost guarantee you that. And they let those in, and her beautiful, I mean, really beautiful, stunningly beautiful gown. No, she wasn't allowed in. Crazy. That's what zero tolerance gets you. I hate it. Don't do it, people.
It's ridiculous.
I'm just saying. I don't subscribe to zero tolerance policies. I believe that you should take everything as a case-by-case basis and understand all the facts behind it. Think of it this way. If we had a zero tolerance policy in, like, oh, I don't know, crime fighting, You think our jails are overcrowded now? Enact
Oh my
a zero tolerance policy in crime fighting. Good luck with that.
Right? Oh my goodness. Sheriff Joe would have to have so many more tents.
It wouldn't be a tent city anymore. It'd be a tent metropolis.
Oh my god.
It's ridiculous. This whole notion of zero tolerance. I don't like zero tolerance at work either, because again, you got to take everything as a case by case basis. And if an associate is late to work, but they're late to work because they got a flat tire, and another associate is late to work because, well, they just decided they wanted to sleep an extra 15 minutes, how are you going to punish both the same? One was actively trying to get to work on time, and circumstances beyond their control stopped them from being able to go. And the other made an executive decision that they were going to be late because sleep was more important. But
I actually work in a place like that.
You're right.
As weird as it sounds. I had a coworker, and I think they're still fighting on getting her back. I'm not sure, because attendance is a hard one to get hired back on. We have steps. I think it's the 7th step, you're fired. She was like on the 5th or 6th step or something, I forget. But she got into a car accident on her way into work. So because she was in a car accident, she didn't make it in. So they fired her. I don't understand it. I hope that they can do something for her, because to me that's just wrong. Also on the whole zero tolerance thing, not only do we have zero tolerance on attendance, we also have it for workplace violence. And not, okay, as weird as that sounds, well, how can you be against workplace violence? Here's the reason why. I'll tell you an incident that happened at my place of work. I work in a factory, and we have what's called job setters, and they're the ones that fix the machines. That isn't for the higher skilled, like we have skilled trades like machine repair, tool makers, electricians, and pipe fitters, that kind of stuff. If it's beyond what a job setter can do, then they get called in. But for the most part, job setters can fix most of it.
Okay.
So this job setter was fixing a machine, and I don't think it was a CNC machine, but it's one of the. But he had to be in the machine, so he had the door open and it was off, and like from his rib cage up was in the machine. Okay.
Okay.
Job setter is also a Marine. The guy who ran the machine didn't want him to work on it. Why, we don't know, because that guy is certifiably nuts. But from what I understand, the worker really didn't want that job setter to work on the machine, so jumped on him and put his hands around his neck like this and leaned back. So basically, this Marine was wearing the crazy guy like a cape. So the Marine got upset. Go figure.
What? No.
So after the Marine got him off, got this guy off his back, got upset and took a screwdriver out of his thing and pointed at the guy and says, "Don't ever do that again." I think something to that effect. Both of them got punished. The first guy got punished because he physically assaulted the guy. The other guy got punished because he threatened the guy. Now, in the normal world, the second guy, nothing would have really happened to him, because it was self-defense, and he really didn't hurt the guy. The space that he's a Marine, he could have done damage.
Yeah.
But because of zero tolerance, they both get punished, which I don't understand. I've had this fight even in retail, which I was told if you ever go to Black Friday, some places the cashiers are told if you're punched, you cannot punch back. And I told them, watch me.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a physical response. You punched me and you don't knock me down, you're gonna get punched back. It's a natural response.
Right.
It's a natural law of nature. Yeah, natural law of nature. Ha. Brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you can't stop it. You have a self-preservation thing going on. You want to preserve yourself. And so that's why I hate the whole zero tolerance thing, because they're trying to make you go against what nature has encoded on you.
Yeah, that's why I say if you really think zero tolerance policies work, try it in law enforcement. Give it a whirl. See how that works out for you, because I'm pretty sure it won't.
No, I'm good. Here's the thing. I don't want to go to jail. I'm too pretty to go to jail.
I really, though, we can't survive jail. That is not acceptable.
And plus, I like my freedom. As weird as it sounds, how I live, I do like my freedom because I can choose what I want to wear every day. I can be on the computer as little or as much as I want every day. I can watch whatever I want on my TV as long as I pay for that cable channel.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah.
I like freedom. Freedom is awesome. It's like the best thing ever.
It is. I wish more people understood the awesomeness of freedom.
Right? Why do you want to be oppressed?
Oppression sounds like it would suck.
All I think about is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Help, help, I'm being repressed. I just, that movie just cracks me up. I need to watch that. I need to introduce my son to that because I think he would find it very
he would love it. Oh my goodness.
Big fat belly laughs.
Oh, when I first watched that movie, it's one of those movies that you have to watch it a few times to get all of it. You know, like the first time I watched it, I'm like, because I knew nothing about Monty Python when I first watched that movie. So,
oh, you poor thing. That had to have been very confusing.
It was. I'm sitting there going, wait, why is that guy playing multiple roles? You know, like it took me a while to figure out what was going on. But then the more you watch it, the more you see like the genius behind a lot of it, you know.
It's so good.
I mean, not only the line's great, but it's just one of those things. There's something in it for everybody. You're gonna find part of this funny. I mean,
my favorite line is, "She turned me into a newt." A newt? I got better. I love that. Oh my gosh, it's hysterical. I cry tears every time. It's just the best.
One of my favorite things about that movie was Tim the Enchanter. Because it's one of those things. Because John Cleese was busy doing something else when they were filming this. So he came on set and, he's dressed up as the Enchanter, got like the whole horns and everything. And so he has to go into his dialogue. They call me Tim. And when you find out, no, actually his name was way longer. Like it was like this ridiculously long name and he couldn't remember it. So he just said, my name is Tim.
It was Tim.
Like, yeah. So they just kind of like went with it. And to me, that's one of those genius improv things that made the movie way better. Because you see this guy and he, you think he's going to have that grand name, like it's going to be something awesome, at least 3 names. And it's like, no, my name is Tim. They call me Tim. I'm like,
brave Sir Robin bravely ran away. God bless brave Sir Robin. Okay, So I think that's what we should talk about, because we want to keep things really, really light and fun. And I feel like we got a little bit serious there with the oppression of zero tolerance in school and whatnot. So, okay, I'm going to spring this on you because it just popped in my head and there's champagne flowing. So, best pick-me-up movie. Like, you can put it on and it doesn't matter how terrible the day you're having. You watch the movie and you're like instantly better.
Oh goodness. I have a few.
Okay.
But off the top of my head, I'm just gonna say Revenge of the Nerds. Because again, it's one of those movies that it's a cult following that everybody gets it. But there's so many great lines in there, and I didn't really like 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
The original,
Yes.
I love, because number one, Booger had some of the best lines in that movie.
I love Booger.
But there was a silliness about it, but it had like a really nice, kind of like story behind it. And I watched that movie a lot in the 80s. And then I watched it again when I was an adult. I'm like,
Isn't that the craziest? I share movies from my childhood with my kids, and we get about halfway through, and I'm like, oh, when did that show up in the movie? Like, I don't even realize.
I had that with Grease. Like,
I know.
I love the movie Grease. Totally loved it. It wasn't until like I was in high school and I listened to the words to Grease Lightning. I'm like,
right?
And then I never understood about why he was rubbing saran wrap on himself. And then I found out the joke behind it. And I'm like,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like one of those things. It's like there's such weird nuances in, like jokes that they put in these movies and you don't get it when you're young, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then you watch it again when you're older and you're like, holy crap.
I know, it's crazy. I when I share them with my kids, I'm like, oh. But then I realize I don't remember that part. Which means it went right over my head, which means it's probably going way over their head too. Which maybe not my teenage son. He's pretty savvy. But I have to say, I've got 2 movies that it doesn't matter what kind of mood I'm in. If I put them on, I am the happiest I've been in a long time. They're completely raunchy and completely horrible films, and I don't recommend them for anybody with delicate sensibilities. But Van Wilder is perhaps one of my most favorite movies. It's completely wrong. Like, terrible. But there's these exchanges that happen that are just brilliant. It's Ryan Reynolds, and he's adorable. And Tara Reid before she became an alcoholic. So she was good and cute. But there's an exchange between them where she's trying to interview him. She works for the school newspaper, and he's like this legend on campus. It's college film, surprise. And he says, okay, it's a date. And she says, it's not a date, it's an interview. And he comes back on screen and he goes, when? First dates are interviews. And he runs away. It's just stuff like that that make, I love that movie. I could quote that movie backwards and forwards. I absolutely love it. And the other one that really, like, it doesn't matter what mood I'm in, but Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I have a thing for Jay. Not Jason Mewes. Let's be clear about this. Jason Mewes as a human has issues, but Jay, the character, I adore him. I think he's so cute and funny and dumb and yes, a little bit on the sexy side. It's bizarre. I know it's completely not what I would go for in real life, but on screen, I'm like, oh, it's Jay. That movie is completely quotable. I absolutely love it. It makes me giggle every single time I watch it. Ugh, I love it. It's awesome. That's one. But again, if you are offended by sex jokes, drugs, or cursing,
Yeah, don't watch these movies.
Either of those movies. But I do have one that will pick you up that doesn't have any of those things. It's old dish. It's David Duchovny. It's called Return to Me, and it is a romantic comedy. And
is that the one with Minnie Driver in it?
Yes. Oh, it's so cute. Oh.
No, I have never watched that movie. I just remember because in the trailer part, Minnie Driver's friend says, "Don't shave your legs," and she's like, "Why?" She's like, "That way you won't have sex with them on the first date."
Right. And the follow-up to that is, you should needlepoint that on a pillow. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, Bonnie Hunt is in it, and she actually wrote it and directed it, and a lot of her family is in it. So can we say nepotism? But it's actually a really sweet love story, very cute, and of course David Duchovny, so 2 hours of him is not too shabby. He's adorable. There's a beautiful scene where the two of them first meet, and it's hysterical. Like, when I saw it, I was, for the first time, I was laughing so hard I was crying. It was just, there's just these really sweet exchanges between the two of them, and they have really great chemistry on screen, and the script is amazing. I've actually been banned from watching it when my husband is home because I've watched it too many times. Oops. So I can only watch it when he's not at home or when he's asleep. So I do, because I love it. It's sweet. It's my second favorite romantic comedy. My first favorite is When Harry Met Sally.
I haven't watched that movie either.
I won't ruin anything about that movie. You need to watch it. It's ridiculously good.
I know the scene in the diner. Does that count for anything?
It does, but that's like, no, there's so many better moments.
My favorite rom-com of all times, Princess Bride. Can't get enough of it. I'm sorry.
We just watched that the other night. The kids got mad at me because I was mouthing along to all the lines. I'm like, well, it's so great. It's and Rob Reiner. Okay, so Rob Reiner also did When Harry Met Sally. How have you not seen that?
Because instead of watching his movie of Harry Met Sally, I watched one of his other movies called this is Spinal Tap.
Okay, can we just talk about the people that make those movies? Okay, so there's okay. Oh my gosh. People in like internet land, if you like improv, you need to watch all these movies. Okay, so there's This is Spinal Tap. There is Best in Show. There is A Mighty Wind. There is For Your Consideration. I think those are the 4 films. There might be one or two more that I'm missing. Here's what I will say. This is Spinal Tap is absolutely a must watch. Like, why you haven't seen it yet, I don't know. Go see it. Best in Show.
Best documentary you'll ever see.
Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen Best in Show, you are missing out. A Mighty Wind is my favorite. It is by far my favorite. For Your Consideration, you can probably skip. There's only one really good line in the movie, and it's so not worth watching the whole thing for. I'll tell you the line. They're arguing. And the one character says, well, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because then you just have a wet, mildly injured infant. That's the best line. Sorry. And it's not worth sitting through the whole movie for. It really wasn't that good, unfortunately.
No.
But Best in Show, Mighty Wind, and This Is Spinal Tap, mwah, brilliance.
Oh yeah. Christopher Guest, oh my goodness. Since he was in Princess Bride and this is Spinal Tap. Oh yeah. I love that guy.
I think he's in Best in Show and in Mighty Wind.
Yeah, he's part of that group.
Yeah.
And the thing with him, if you don't know who he is, look him up. He's one of those actors. He kind of disappears into his character, and he's good. Like a lot of people, like I think Rob Reiner even said, every time I watch Princess Bride, I forget that it's Christopher Guest that's in the movie until the credits come.
I know, it surprises me every single time.
When I first found out it was Christopher Guest, I'm like, are you? This whole time I've been watching, going, man, he kind of looks familiar, but you know,
yeah. Like Heath Ledger does the same thing. Heath Ledger, unfortunately, is obviously no longer with us, but if you watch his movies, he totally disappears into his characters, which is brilliant. It's sad that he's no longer with us.
I mean, there's actors that do that, and I love it. Trust me, because I think a lot of actors nowadays are trying to be like a Samuel L. Jackson, who you can always tell is Samuel L. Jackson. He has a very distinctive style. He brings to the screen. He just has that attitude, and for the most part, you always know it's him. And then you have other ones that you're like, oh my goodness, I totally forgot that was you being that person, because you disappear into that character so well, which is what you're supposed to do as an actor. You know,
that's kind of your job, is to become the character. But what do I know? I only studied acting for like my life, but whatever.
I don't know. I just keep going back to that Shakespearean line, the whole world is a stage.
All the world's a stage, and we are merely players. God, Shakespeare. Sorry. Don't get me started on Shakespeare. You know what that does to me.
It's okay, because you corrected me, and I know over in England, I'm gonna guess that's where he is right now. I'm not even sure. Wherever Tom Hiddleston is, I know he just went like, somebody just misquoted Shakespeare.
Tom Hiddleston.
Oh.
Oh,
I know.
Sorry, I need a moment.
Me and sister told you to fight over him on a weekly basis. So.
Wow.
He's a very beautiful man. I wouldn't know what to do if I ever met him, but I'd like to look at him from afar. I figured that way.
Try. I honestly would have to say I would probably turn into one of those Bieber follower teeny bopper girls. I would probably collapse in sheer ecstasy. I just, him and Benedict Cumberbatch, oh my God, if they were together somewhere, that just like, I can't even like go there, because my brain just shuts down. The only other celebrity, there's two celebrities that I actually would probably forget how to speak, which is amazing. Harrison Ford, who I've been in love with since I was 5 and have named my son after. That would be one. If I met him, I would probably lose the ability to speak. And Billy Joel. Billy Joel, I have quite literally, and yes, I'm using that word properly, have been listening to him since I was in the womb. Yeah, I have a thing for Billy Joel. Not in a like, ooh, I want him but just musically genius. Love him. Love him. And he would probably render me speechless.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a few. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My joke is every time, like when Avengers 2 came out, I was talking to my boss, who is, by his own account, he's a comic book nerd. We were talking about it, and he is upset. He's like, they're putting characters out there that's not even in the comic books. Or da, 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 da. I'm like, because it's a cinematic universe. I said, there's different universes in comic books, and this is a cinematic universe, and they need to make everything fit. And sometimes they have to introduce different characters because some things don't fit, or or there's things with trademarks with with another movie line. I said, so things have to happen. I said, but here's my thing: if Marvel keeps coming out with movies that have Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Tom Hiddleston, guess what? Take my money.
Just take it.
And Chris Pratt too. I can't forget him, Chris Pratt, because oh my goodness, him and Anna Faris. I usually don't get too jealous over Hollywood couples because a lot of time you can just you start doing that countdown watch thing when you see them.
Right.
And those two, oh my goodness, they are so amazingly cute together.
It's ridiculous.
And they're just, not that I know them, but when you see them, they seem some of the most genuine.
Yeah.
The rarity nowadays. I mean, I've met people in my own real life that aren't genuine, and it's like, oh, honey, you're not all that good. I know where you live.
Right.
You're not all that.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Stop trying so hard. Yeah, they are ridiculously cute and meant to be together. And God help me, I actually cheer them on. I really want them to make it through the long haul. And I think that of the many Hollywood couples, that one stands a really good chance. Partly because their careers seem to be ebbing and flowing opposite each other. So there's not a competition really between the two of them. They kind of know, okay, this is my time and now it's going to be your time. And then, so my doorbell just rang.
Huh. Pizza delivery? No, it's DiGiorno.
They made pizza, so no. I'm guessing a package got delivered, but I don't know. Maybe it's my EDC tickets. Dude, you have no idea. I'm so excited for EDC. I can't even stand it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so people of the world, I know that we talked about dress codes and how to be proper and everything, but just understand that I will be going to EDC and I will be dressed properly for EDC. Now, properly for EDC means
inappropriate for everywhere else.
Yep. Yep.
I've seen pictures.
But I will be appropriate for the occasion that I am going to.
You know what you should do while you're at EDC?
What?
You should contact the Chive and see if you can get do a freelance thing of some of their better dress, because let's face it, the women that go to EDC dress like some of the chicks on the Chive.
Okay. 2 things that will prevent me from being able to do that. One is that Insomniac Productions that puts on EDC has very, very strict media rules. They are, how shall we say? They do everything in-house. So they have their own photographers, they have their own media. It's very difficult to get media credentials. They, outside of Insomniac Productions, they allow 2 media credentials to go out. I'm pretty sure I'm not getting one of those 2.
It was a thought.
But they don't prevent you from taking your own pictures. You just cannot bring in professional equipment. So like even my really good camera, I can't bring in. But my iPhone has a pretty nice camera on it, just saying, y'all. So I will take pictures. I just don't want to get into a legality issue with Insomniac Productions because I will lose.
Understandable.
100%.
Hey, I was trying to help you recoup some of the cost of the tickets.
Weird.
Capitalism.
I can probably submit a couple pictures to them. Maybe I could even submit a whole album, but it would have to be, you know, I don't know, I'd have to think about it. I've had a little too much alcohol and a little too empty of a stomach.
Gotcha.
To think. I don't think right now. Yeah. Thinking is hard.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help that you're a girl, and let's just face it, girls don't know how to think.
Braining is hard. I don't want to brain.
Braining is really hard. It's up there with adulting.
Right? Who wants to adult? Not me.
Oh my goodness. I see so many kids that want to, they're like, we can't wait to be adults. It's like, oh, that's so cute because you don't know what it's really like to be an adult. They sell you on a lie. They tell you when you're an adult, you get freedom.
Ugh.
And then you become an adult, and then you find out you got to have rent.
Every month.
And if you don't live in a big city, you have to have a car so you can get to work to pay for your rent. And then you got to buy your own food.
It's the worst.
And then, oh my God, there's so many things. And then you got to wash your own clothes. You got to pay bills because let's face it, electricity is really awesome, and so is water.
Doing dishes is essential. Thought I'd let you know. Because they kind of you let them pile up and stuff. So you gotta do dishes, and then you get married and you're like, yay, somebody to split this. No, because now you have twice the work. So okay, I will say this, getting married, this is the awesome part about getting married, is that you typically don't move into a bigger space because, well, you sleep in the same room and whatnot. So your rent cost or mortgage cost is generally less because you do share that and like your utilities and stuff. But as far as like laundry and dishes and vacuuming and cleaning and stuff, no, it's all the same, if not worse. Just FYI, people of the world. Although I do advocate getting married, I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah. I thought about getting married, but that means I would have to date, and I really have a hard time with that whole dating concept.
We just need to get you on what's that stupid reality show now, Married and Then Meet or whatever the hell that show is. Where
no, I'm good because with my luck, I would get the idiot.
Yeah, looks only go so far. You got to have the brains to back up anything, because if you can't hold a conversation, get out. Like,
pretty much.
I'm done.
I can only stare at a pretty face for so long.
And pretty faces fade. They go away.
They do. No matter how much plastic surgery you try to have, you will never keep that face.
Nope.
Because the Lord knows, we've all seen what's happened to Melanie Griffith.
She lost Antonio Banderas because of what she did. Also because she's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that man stayed with her for
which explains a lot about her daughter right there. I'm just saying.
Anyway. All right, people of the world. Here's the deal. It's our anniversary. 1 year down. Hopefully more to go because we're super awesome. And if you know, if you know anybody who likes crazy conservative women who don't hold back on their opinions that would like to hire us for, like, I don't know, an internet show or like our own talk show, that would be awesome. Fox News, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that we might have to move to New York. Just saying.
Huh?
But if they want to pay
Fox News in Washington, D.C., why can't they set something up for us long distance? I'm telling you.
I know, right? I mean, if they want to pay for me to relocate somewhere, I wouldn't be against it.
You relocate here.
Okay. Twist my arm.
Because it's easier to relocate you, because you're one, than my craziness. Plus, this job, you know.
Yeah. Understandable.
Seniority and stuff. It's important. So.
Yeah.
Anyway. But thank you to our viewers. I love you. We love you because you guys are awesome and you watch us and you keep us motivated to keep going. Yeah, I think that's it. I love you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'll just say goodbye because, yeah, I think she covered it with all the I love yous because she's way better at this whole feelings thing than I am.
I do the feels pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because. Yeah. Feelings. Oh, I'm gonna have the Ron Swanson thing. Feelings. She's gonna be the Leslie Knope. I'm gonna be the Ron Swanson, and I need my bacon and eggs.
Oh my God, that's totally us. Yes, you're right. That's true. Except that I'm not a liberal, so.
No, and you don't really wear pantsuits.
No.
No.
No, I like skirts.
So, anyways, on that note.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. Goodbye, people.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for supporting us for the last year, and hopefully we'll keep this going until something happens.
Anything.
Bye.